You think you're healing because you're functioning again. You're going to work, you're smiling, you're showing up at church. You're doing what you need to do. But functioning and healing are not the same thing. Sometimes you feel stuck because survival quietly becomes your normal. And after enough time, you stop noticing you're surviving. Hey friend, I'm Coach Christina and I help Christian women heal after heartbreak and rebuild their identity in Christ so they stop carrying old pain into new seasons. Today I want to talk to my sisters who feels like she's been in the same place for years. Sometimes staying stuck looks like time has passed and life moved on and the tears have slowed down and you learned how to function again, and somewhere along the line, I think you need to ask yourself, did I actually heal or did I simply adapt? Because healing removes the wound. Adapting teaches you how to live around it. Maybe you've adapted so well that you don't even realize you're still living around pain, because familiar things can feel strangely safe even when they're unhealthy. So instead of building something different, you keep returning to those same thoughts and fears and disappointments and emotional patterns, because your pain you understand and it could feel safer than a future that you don't. After heartbreak, survival can start making you stop asking for more, expecting more, and stop imagining something different could ever happen for you. Somewhere along the way, surviving becomes easier than hoping again. And Jesus never called you to simply survive your life. He called you into freedom, healing, and renewal. Listen, healing is not just about feeling better emotionally. It's about becoming different. In Romans 12, it tells us to be transformed by the renewing of our mind. Transformation requires participation. And maybe you're waiting for healing to happen automatically while continuing the same habits and the same thinking patterns and the same emotional cycles and the same avoidance. And eventually, comfort becomes a cage, because what you refuse to confront today will quietly shape your future tomorrow. Because avoidance doesn't and will never remove the pain. It simply teaches pain where to hide. And that matters. If you avoid facing yourself in the mirror, having hard conversations, facing difficult emotions, hard truths, and real healing long enough, you begin building your life around emotional self-protection. And over time, you stop living fully and trusting deeply and hoping honestly and expecting growth. Because somewhere along the line, pain convinced you staying guarded was safer than changing. And the danger is that eventually protection stops protecting you and starts limiting you. Remember, child of God, He has called you to live a life of freedom, not a life bound in fear. We need to be honest with ourselves, because healing begins when you stop normalizing the very patterns that are keeping you bound. And growth begins when staying stuck finally becomes more painful than changing. Because eventually you have to decide, do I want comfort or do I want freedom? Because they're not the same thing. If this spoke to you and you're tired of carrying heartbreak into every new season, come find me on Instagram. I'm at The Coaching Haven. If you're truly ready to do the work of healing, not just talk about it, then DM me the word healed and I can share with you what your next step could look like. I'm praying for you and I'll see you in the next video.